Hello everyone and welcome back to another storytime video. Today I am going to be talking about something that I remember that was so integral, well, not integral, but that's not the right word, that was so memorable in terms of gaming a decade ago, but, well, gaming here on YouTube, but that a decade later, it's just a memory. Like a dream that all of us collectively had. Or at least that's what it feels like to me sometimes. Over the last week or two, I remembered something that I'd forgotten about for the better part of 8 years. 7 or 8 years. And that is Machinima. Yes, some of you will know what I'm talking about, and some of you will not know what I'm talking about. Now, Machinima is a very interesting topic to talk about. I'm going to kind of give a little bit of a history of Machinima, and then talk about my memories of Machinima back when it was an actual thing. So, Machinima started in 2000, but let's jump ahead to 2006 and the start of YouTube. Machinima in 2006, of course, made a YouTube channel, and that they were okay. So back then, up until about 2013, 2014, it was not very common for gaming YouTubers to make money on YouTube. Keep that in mind for later, because I'm going to bring it up later, but word for word again, but it is going to be important here in just a second. Machinima hosted a lot of series and stuff on their gaming, or not particularly gaming, but on their channel. Besides various gamers that they would host on their channel, I remember Sonic for Hire very distinctly. Now, I thought about Sonic for Hire a week or two ago, so that's what made me remember Machinima, and after I looked into it a little bit a few days ago, I realized that because Machinima deleted, well, not deleted, but privatized, or I believe they made all their videos private, not just unlisted, but private. All their videos, Sonic for Hire in its original format is not around anymore. But yes, so back in the mid-late 2000s and the early 2010s, Machinima served as a network. Now, a lot of people who make a lot of YouTube content, like myself, know all about networks and the partner program and all this other stuff. As a matter of fact, networks and the partner program here on YouTube are things that, when I talk to people about the things that people that only make content on a regular basis on YouTube would know of, but not the everyday average viewer would know about. That's one of the things in how you actually make money on the site. So you have networks like Disney is a network that has had PewDiePie under there as a customer, an affiliate. I don't quite know what the proper word would be, but under Maker Studios. That's what the Disney is called, I believe. And so Machinima acted as one of these networks where YouTubers could make money on the platform. And if you were partnered with Machinima, you could, of course, get featured on their YouTube channel and hosted, and so that's how you could get some exposure. But, so up until 2013 or 14, Machinima was really thriving because, like I said, it was very hard to monetize your channel if you were a gaming channel back then. So, Machinima acted as a middleman to that, where they would take 40% of what you earn, but taking 40% of what you earn is better than you earning 0%. So, when the partner program changed in 2013 to allow gaming channels to make money and not really have to take a huge cut in order to do that, Machinima started to fade off in 2014, and it eventually died off in 2019. But what's the crazy part about that, too, is that the contracts that they would have people sign were absolutely insane, as I've heard throughout the years. And that sometimes they would want you to sign on for 7 years. I know what I was doing 7 years ago. I mean, I was doing YouTube, but I have come a long way in my life in the last 7 years. A long, long, long way. And I preface that by saying that you don't really want to sign a contract like that to a huge length of time, because you don't know what's going to happen. I mean, 40% is a lot to take. And if they signed you on at 10,000 subscribers and you're pulling, let's say, 50,000 views a month, when you sign the contract. If you sign a contract for 7 years, then if, say, 6.5 years into that 7-year contract, assuming it doesn't get extended. I heard where some of them got auto-renewed, for God's sake. But if the contract did not renew and that it was going to expire anyway, you could have 5 million subscribers and make 25 million views a month. And the fact that 40% of it is now gone because you signed an awful contract when you had, I said 10,000 subscribers. It's just not good. But I definitely watched a lot of gaming content back when I first started. I watched more gaming content back then than I do now. As it's partly due to the fact that games aren't as good as they were a decade ago. So, I mean, back in 2012, you had Far Cry 3 come out, and back in 2013, you had BioShock Infinite come out. You had Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon come out. And in 2012, you also had Hotline Miami come out. I don't want to forget about that. But nowadays, we have Battlefield 2042, Call of Duty Vanguard. But yeah, so point being is that I would see that Machinima logo practically all the time. It was on almost every gaming video nowadays. And I even thought about putting a Machinima logo at the start of this, or a Machinima intro at the start of this right before my actual intro, but I thought, I would rather not get into any hot water for just a stupid little joke. It would not be worth it at that point. It would just be stupid, and it would not be worth it at that point. So I decided not to, but I remember back in 2013, I wanted to be part of Machinima so badly when I first started my YouTube channel. This very YouTube channel. So, I was also thinking about it too. It's kind of like when you are in high school or middle school, and you might think, oh, this boy or this girl, whatever you're into, this person might be so great, and that I would love to be with this person. This person would be the perfect person for me to be with. And then you actually don't get with that person. Maybe you're a bit too shy, or they don't even ask you, or they reject you. And then years later, you go, huh, I really dodged a bullet there. Well, even though I have not made a single penny off of YouTube as of right now, I would love to make money in the future, but I would not want this to be a full-time job. That's what I'm going to school for, so that I can have a career and a full-time job. But I feel like I dodged a bullet. With not partnering with Machinima. They never offered me anything. I was too small back then, and I am still too small to this day in order to warrant any type of network to go, hey, we want this guy as a partner. And I honestly could not fault them for that, to be brutally honest. But it's just so surprising. It's not surprising, but it's kind of fun for me anyway, to look back in my life to see all the times where I have dodged a bullet. Whether it be with a decision like that never happened, or, like I said, with a person that I never dated in high school that I really wanted to, but I didn't do it. That doesn't really have a future now and that dropped out by the time she even finished high school to begin with. And just go, wow. I guess I wanted something that was not beneficial for me, and I'm glad I could have avoided it. But, yeah. Machinima died based on the fact that they weren't getting any new talent after 2013. And they were surviving for years based on the fact that they had so many contracts that hadn't expired yet that they were getting a bunch of money from. But yeah, if you are wanting to do YouTube or want to do it full time, well, not just full time, but if you want to do it as a job, or no, I don't want, yeah, I could say as a job, but as a hobby, like I want to, or as a job or whatever, I do suggest that you really look into the type of network that you are getting yourself involved in. Because ultimately, you might think that it's a good idea to sign on with Network X over Network Y, or Network A over Network B, but in reality, maybe Network B or Network Y is a lot better than Network A or Network X. But I understand, back then, it was basically either partner with Machinima or don't make any money. And so I get that. But man, I do feel good that I never had to deal with Machinima. But I do remember them. I remembered them more fondly before I really did my research into this. I had heard bad things about Machinima, but that was when Machinima was still a company. And while something is still around, it is a lot harder to badmouth it well, not necessarily badmouth it per se, but tell it like it is while you're in that job, or while that thing exists. It's like badmouthing a job while you're still at the job. You're gonna do that after you leave if you are going to. You're not gonna do that while you're there. Or at least publicly, anyway. You might do it privately, but not publicly. But, yeah, so more details had emerged over the years since I had heard of some details, but I had remembered them fondly from my childhood. Little did I know! Little did I know. And speaking of that, little did I know that the Minecraft community was as toxic as it was while I was in it. I did think that it was kind of toxic while I was in the community, but I didn't realize how toxic it was until until years later after I left. Which, not the community, but talking about Minecraft in general will be next video, because I believe it was May 3rd or so when I did, in fact, quit playing Minecraft for this channel and basically stopped playing Minecraft altogether. But that will be for next storytime video. So I'm going to revisit and talk about my decision 5 years later. So that's what I'm going to do. I hope you all watch that storytime video in 2 weeks. And yeah, that will pretty much do it for me today. And CS guys, I do believe that will do it for this storytime video, and next storytime video. I will see you all later. Goodbye, guys! Thank you all for watching.